Hi there, how's it going? Gabriel here. So this video is titled, How to Save Your Soul Without Jesus. So, in my view, and I have kind of made this fairly clear in various other videos, but I want to expand on a few different topics in this realm. In my view, then, the Christian belief that Jesus saves is truly one of the most harmful, disempowering beliefs on the planet. The idea that if you simply accept Jesus as your Savior, that you are then going to be lifted up into heaven by God. This completely goes against universal laws, in my understanding, and in my own personal subjective belief. This is not the way that it works. God does not come down and save people. So there's a great quote by Bentinho Massaro, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I will go ahead and put a note here of his name, because he's really right on. He's young, he's like mid-20s, but seems really clear and really connected to spiritual truth. So he made a quote in a video of his that I saw recently, and this might not make sense at the outset, but this is kind of what I want to explore in this video. The universe does not support you, he said. The universe does not support you. That was the first part of the quote. You support yourself. And I had to kind of think about this one a little bit, but not too long before it totally made sense. So, we are responsible for our own soul. Spirituality, spiritual growth, the spiritual path is not about praying to the right God, to the right Savior, be it Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or Krishna or Lakshmi or Confucius or whoever, and therefore being right in the eyes of God, and then at the end of your life then you get saved and lifted up and go to heaven. But it is about taking responsibility for our own soul, our own energy field, our own thoughts, our own beliefs, our own feelings, our own emotions, our own perspective, our own control over the direction of our life, of our soul, of our energy. This isn't to say that God is irrelevant, that there is no God, that God is not there for us, that God is not providing for us. To say that the universe does not support us, we support ourselves, does not mean that the universe is against us. Same as in this world, then all that we need to live is there. It is provided for us, but we don't just sit there and wait for it to be handed to us, to fall out of a plane or a chariot or whatever into our laps, and then we just eat what we need, and the clothes that we require are just magically appearing before us. But we have to make effort. We have to make it happen. We are responsible for our life here on Earth, and for creating the life that we desire, and the conditions that we're going to live in, and how we're going to experience the world, and treat others and be treated by others, etc. So we are empowered in our lives in the reality that we create. And so it is beyond this life as well. It's not about just having the right beliefs, praying to Jesus, being on the right track, and then God says, okay, you're a good person, and oh, this person prayed to the wrong God, sorry, you're off to the fiery flames of hell. It is about taking responsibility for ourselves and our lives and our soul. So this whole concept of Jesus saves simply enforces a disempowered state of, if I just accept Jesus as my Savior and do a few other things, go to church on Sundays and read the Bible, and give some money to the poor every once in a while, and generally be a nice person, and that's good enough. How then do you save your soul, so to speak? If you feel that you are not in a healthy, balanced state of being, that you are not happy, that you're not joyful, that you're not excited about life, that you feel that life is a struggle, and that you're imbalanced in some way, and don't have a positive outlook, and don't have a positive, healthy self view, and that you're in a conundrum, you're in a difficult, undesirable state of being, then how can you change that? How do you make a difference and come back to a place of vibrancy, of being? Because that is what it really all comes down to, is vibrancy, vibration. And so here I'm going to finally get to answering the question posed in this video, how do you save your soul? Which is, how do you come back into a place of excitement of being, of life, of vitality? So this universe is all about vibration, and the fundamental state of being of this universe of energy is that energy is meant to be in a state of movement. And so that's what it all comes down to in my own experience in life, and the spiritual path, and the various different things that I've tried to make a difference in my own life, and how I experience myself in the world, is one of getting energy moving. Death is a matter of unmoving, non-vibrating energy, stagnation. Energy is meant to be flowing, and when that flow gets stopped and cut off, then energy stagnates, vibrancy reduces, and then you have less life, lack of life. And so the antidote to the situation of lack of vibrancy then is to figure out how to tap into one's personal energetic flow and figure out how to get it moving again. So this physical realm is a matter of matter, which is, of course, just energy. The atoms in all physical, seemingly solid things are far and away empty space. The distance between the electron and the neutron in an atom is something like a pea sitting in a football field, and the electron is spinning around the football field at the edges of the football field. So that the rest of that is all empty space, and that is what is making this seemingly hard physical matter. So this whole world is just energy, primarily open space, and it is in varying states of vibration and density based on the rate of vibration of the atoms in that matter. So for example, then H2O takes on different forms based on the energetic vibration of the atoms within it. So ice and water and steam are all exactly the same thing, exactly, except for the rate of vibration. Decreased vibration leads to greater density, and so then you end up with ice, and higher, faster vibration leads to water and then steam. And so the natural state of the universe then is one of higher, faster vibration and of less density. So our original nature, our original state of being, is one of less density, of greater freedom of movement and being. If you just think of water versus ice, how water can flow wherever it wants to, whereas ice is stuck and frozen, versus steam, which can just spread out wherever it wants to, then this is a good representation of the freedom of less density. And so our souls also have a state of being which is based on vibration and has a energetic quality to it based on our vibration. So our consciousness itself can get frozen in greater density. And so that is the ultimate conundrum, basically, that everyone is facing, is that we have become disconnected from our original true nature of being freely flowing energy and vibrancy. That our natural state of being is one of greater fluidity. And our energetic selves, as a result of various experiences in our past, have become densified, essentially. And so what people are experiencing, basically, when they are experiencing pain in their lives, not referring here to physical pain so much as just the emotional, mental, psychological pain of anxiety and depression and anger and imbalance and negative self-talk, feeling down and unhealthy and all this negative, unpleasant stuff, is a result of a lack of one's energetic movement within themselves. That we have become disconnected from our true state of being of free-flowing energy. And so the solution then is to figure out how to get our energy moving once again. And so my ultimate suggestion then, bringing this down into practical terms, is to keep this concept in mind as much as possible of how can I tap into my inner energy and potential? What can I do in my life that will bring about inspiration, but beyond just inspiration, a feeling of breaking up that energetic densification within oneself. And so what is going on within the vast majority of people's souls on Earth is that they have become frozen energetically, especially emotionally, within themselves as a result of denied feelings stored in the subconscious self, which then also percolates down into the physical body and affects the mind and one's soul. And so it's not just a matter of thinking happy thoughts, being positive, doing things that excite oneself, etc., necessarily, because you have to penetrate deep into the heart of that denied stuff that is going on.